This is Vishwanath. This week we are trying to learn about MeanStack, and in this process we did go to meanjs.org and did a download to a local directory, and this is where we have all our files installed. And then as part of this installation, we created the folder structure necessary, and then we downloaded Express.js and as well as Express.js, Node.js, and we did install Postman. And I tried to create a front end and a back end application where we will have this back end running on the Node.js and the front end using AngularJS. Uh, and as part of this, we tried to update a request, and I had created a local listening port, which is port 3000. And once we have the server running, we will have a text message that displays the browser has been open, and this is the local host. So when I go to the browser on localhost 3000, and I believe the post I have is this is the message I have I'm trying to access from the front end. So this is the message. Initially I tried to post it in the back end, and then I tried to retrieve it from the front end. So that is the steps I was doing. Then the next step I was going to do is store this data into a database, which is going to be a MongoDB database, and retrieve it from the UI. So for the MongoDB, I tried to do an online registration for the MongoDB, which is in the cloud. So I successfully was able to make a connection from the backend, and I did make a connection using the URL that we have here as I highlighted on my screen. And I'm using this Mongoose.js to actually connect to the MongoDB that is online using this syntax. Uh, and I was pretty much successful able to make the connection, and the next step is to add the user and retrieve the user from the Angular UI, and that is still pending at this time. And MongoDB is a database, is a NoSQL database which is used for uh, which is different from relational database, and it is used for high consistency, high performance database. And it is mostly used for saving videos or unrelated data, usually, like which doesn't have to be relational. Um and then the advantages include like they have their document based databases, and it's very easy to scale. They can scale horizontally, and they enable faster access to the database using internal memory for storage. And all the data doesn't have to be on the same server, and they can be distributed, and that's the beauty of MongoDB. That's all I think. I'm not sure if I overrun my time. Thank you, Dr. Flynn, and this was again a good experience learning MeanStack. Too many, I think it includes so many technologies which exposes, which gives us good exposure to what we are learning. And I will continue working on this after this as well. Thank you. Have a good night.